Yo, my man Boots just sent a message to the boxing world by KO and Leon in emphatic fashion right now. Super crazy. I don't even know what to say. We're gonna get into that shit right now. As my guy Boots just got crazy. Let's talk about it right after this. Oh man, we out here, we lit right now. Boots is being interviewed. For those that don't know, missed the fight or whatnot, Boots knocked this man out in emphatic fashion and sent a message and put the rest of the boxing world on pretty much on a message, man. Let them know. Boots is really like that. And I've been telling people about Boots for a minute, and to see my man go out emphatically win this fight the way he did in impressive fashion is extremely gratifying. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. You know what I mean? Shout out to my guy, Boots, but damn, that was impressive. Hey man, he just walked in there, landed a crazy shot. And it was my man Bernard Hackett texting me right now. He said that nigga stole money. He did not come to fight, nor try to win. Hey, listen. Boots is like that. Bernard Boots is like that, man. Listen, man, and I've been saying this shit for a while. And I know a lot of people will think I'm crazy. Boots to me is the most talented fighter in the world, literally in the world. I don't think anybody possesses more power. I mean, more of an overall offensive game than my man Boots. Like Boots really offensively can fight from both sides, can throw, can land big shots. He's legit. And at 154, where in my opinion now he doesn't have to drain himself down, can kind of grow into that body. It's insane. I'm gonna be real. I said this. I believe Boots can unify 154, which I believe is the best division in boxing by far. I also stated that my man Boots is the biggest fight for Bud Crawford right now. The most challenging fight for, I wouldn't say the most challenging, but the biggest fight for him. I think Bivol would be a challenge as well, but this is the man. Like, there's a reason I believe that, and I say it for the longest, that Bud did not take this fight or never try to make it happen. Some people say I'm tripping when I say that, but I don't think he really did make it happen. But this is the biggest, and this is what Boots needed. He needed to let people know, put people on notice as to how great he really is. 20 years old, he's phenomenal, man. And I want to. There's so many big fights to be made right now at 154. I think I just heard him just mention Bakram right now. You know what I mean? We got Virgil Ortiz. I truly believe by the end of next year he will unify at 154, which would be one of the most impressive feats any fighter can ever do. And that's just being real. Boots is really like that. Um, I know people don't want to, people want to put up their favorites. I got him my top 5 pound for pound. I really think he's like that. I think he goes out. I think he beats Virgil Ortiz. I think he beats Fundora. Bakrama beats him. And I would like to see him fight Bud Crawford at 160. I don't see a bigger fight for Bud Crawford period. I mean, outside of a rematch with Canelo, which I think most people won't believe it or won't believe Canelo will win that fight or whatnot. But I believe that is the biggest fight that can be made. for Bud Crawford in his boots. And I'm going to keep it real. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I honestly, y'all might think I'm crazy, but I think Boots, I would favor Boots. I think Boots is really that special. Timothy was good. I mean, listen, man. Boots is, bro, like he is so fire to me, bro. This is the first time I've seen him fight to now. I think the weight is definitely going to be in his favor. 154 looks like his power definitely transitioned to it. Let anybody get in here. Boots sent the message to people, man. He definitely sent the message to people, man. You know, it's crazy right now. I just said I don't know if my man Jamel coming on tonight. We weren't really whatever. Man, I'm hyped, man. I'm super. I'm a big Boots fan, man. I gotta go out and see Boots. Boots is really like that. Whoever want that smoke with Boots at 160, at 154, 160, let me know, man, because that man, right, that's a bad man. That is one bad man. This was a garbage mismatch. Alexander, I feel you. And what do you do with the garbage? You take it out. You take the trash out, man. That's what you're supposed to do. Allegedly, he's signed to fight Virgil at 154 sometime in 2026. I think he beats Virgil. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Virgil. I think he beats him. Walter Voss said, what message was that with a guy who has 50 fights with no amateur career? I think Boots can fight at 160 with ease. What message? That he's coming for everybody at 154. A lot of people talk all this shit. Oh, yeah. With one guy, I'm like, bro, there's a lot of guys that don't have those type of impressive resumes. I mean, we were just questioning Bud Crawford's resume, weren't we? I mean, that's a fact. We question a lot of people. But you can fight who's in front of you. And now he's at 154. Now, I strongly believe that Boots is going to clean this division up. And this is the biggest, the best division in boxing right now. I mean, he clears his division. He unifies at 154. That is one of the biggest accomplishments, period, especially with how deep this division is. Say what you might say or feel how you feel. But 154 is loaded. Loaded. Okay? It's loaded. Bud fought one fight at 154, jumped. He ain't coming back to 154. He said he's not coming back. Some may say, oh, it's the way. I'm going to keep it real. It's the most competitive division. Period. Period. There's sharks everywhere. Everywhere at 154. I know a lot of people, they pick their favorites and whatnot. Listen, who beats Boots at 154? I want y'all to tell me right now. Who? I think he outboxes Bakram. I don't think he sits there and just trades with Bakram like Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu nowhere in the class of Boots Ennis. I think Boots fights very soon. I think Boots fights within the next 5-6 months. Can't wait. Ryan Garcia, hell, he'll kill Ryan Garcia, bro. Like, Boots will beat the bro. First of all, Ryan ain't going up to 154, and if he does, he's gonna die at 154. This man is dangerous. Dangerous, man. Don't act crazy, man. Don't. I'm just saying. He got Xander. He's a big money fighter, Xander Zayas. Does Xander Zayas say, "Hey, let's make this Boots fight happen"? I don't think he is. If you're Xander Zayas, you are avoiding this man. He has just become the number one contender, if I'm not mistaken, for Xander Zayas' title. I'm just saying. I could be wrong. Will Xander Zayas say, "Hey, let's set up this fight"? You got, I mean, look at this hit list right now. You would have Xander Zayas, who I think he would become the mandatory for, right? You have Fundora, who just backed out of a fight with Keith Thurman, right? Yo, Boots is I don't think you guys understand how crazy Boots is, man. And this, I really feel like he was struggling with that weight at 147. It was too hard for him to make anymore. He just looked strong, comfortable, fast. I mean, Boots is gifted, man, and I would love to see him fight Xander in a big fight. I mean, let's say next year, 2026, he beats Virgil, then gets the belt from Xander, then beats Bakram. If he can pull this off in 1 year, which is highly unlikely that he'll do all 3 fights in 1 year, but let's just say this man does this next year, where does that put him? I believe he's going to get all 4 belts. I believe that this man is going to get all 4 belts at 154, which to me would be one of the greatest feats in the history of boxing. You still got Charlo at 154. You still got Thurman at 154. You still got Conwell at 154. You still got a lot of guys. There's my man right here, Bernard Hackett in the building. Shouts to my guy. Xander better fight Jaleel if he wants a 50-50 fight because Boots versus Xander is a 95 fight. I'm with you. Shout out to my man Bernard Hackett here after that fight. I'm hearing strong possibilities that fight actually might happen. I'm super excited for my man Jaleel to get that opportunity. 22 years old, possibly headed to Puerto Rico for that fight. I heard calls have been made behind the scenes. I'm not going to say no names. I'm not going to say my sources, but there's a possibility. But yeah, 154 is looking crazy. I'm like, come on, you got prospects like guys coming up at 22 years old, like Jaleel Hackett. There's a lot of fighters at 154, man. There's a lot. I'm excited for this division, man. I'm a big Boots fan, man. I told people he's gonna KO this guy bad. It's gonna be bad. And you know what's crazy? I think they had Ak on there. I thought that was Drake. I'm looking it up. I was like, what the fuck Drake doing that if I know it was Ak? Shout out to Ak and Barack and them cats. Excuse me. I don't know where the hell my man Jamel is at. I ain't let him know I was gonna do. I'm just kind of spontaneous. But if y'all want to call up right now and talk to me, I'll take some calls. 470-239-5601. I'll let y'all rock out. Let me know what y'all think. Bernard's a bad man. Now Xander gonna call out Boots knowing he got Virgil next. Damn, Bernard, so you think Xander gonna cap? That's what the young fellas call cap. He gonna cap and say, yeah, I want Boots. I don't think Xander gonna do that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Boots is now the number 1 contender for Xander's belt. And that would be a huge fight if that was to happen. A huge fight. I don't think Xander's going to do that. Boots out here going crazy. Where do we put Boots right now in the pound for pound list? I got him in my top 10 easily. I think he's like that. And I think there's people at the top of that list that a lot of people love, and I don't think that man is gonna fight him. I said the Bud Crawford fight this is Bud's biggest fight. Knocked him out. He knocked him out cold in the first round. He was whipping his ass within the first 30 seconds. Caught him with an uppercut. Fight's over. They stopped the fight. Boots gonna beat Virgil, then beat Iverson, become the WABA champion. Yeah. I think he beats Virgil. Virgil don't got a belt. Yeah, you're right. Virgil don't got a belt. I think you're right. I think Boots has a chance. I think Boots is gonna unify. I think he's gonna try to unify and move up to 160. It's a bad man, Boots. It's a bad man. My man Bernard Hackett live right now. Hold on. Yeah, it's my shout out to my guy Bernard Hackett. Yo, Boots is, man. Shout out to Jaleel too. They had him as a top 10 prospects under 25 years old. Shout out to my man Jaleel Hackett. That's fire. Man, I just see Carmel Moulton also going. He was going in on this guy cousin on Shakur cousin. He said he want that smoke. I'm glad to see these young pups wanting to fight each other, man. Like that's fire. Seeing Jaleel want to fight Xander, Moulton want to fight. I keep forgetting this kid's name, but he wants to fight. But the young Abdullah Mason wants smoke. This is what boxing needs. We need these type of fights. We need these cats to go at it. 202 in the building. 202 in the building. We got a call. What's up,
bro?
Man? What's up, my brother? How are you?
Man, look, we just seen Boots destroy a motherfucker. And you got to give credit where it's due. He went up. He beat the guy in front of him. Now he calling out Virgil.
Yeah.
If he get the Virgil fight, then he going to be the boss. Then he going to look to start belt collecting. Xander ain't going to look. Xander going to call Boots out now because he already laid out the plan. He going to fight Virgil. He gonna fight Virgil and get it. Like I said, what's Xander gonna do? Wait 8 months, 9 months before he defends? The only person that he can defend against with credibility at this point right now is Jaleel Hackett.
Yeah, well, yeah. I know this is Bernard. I'm hearing that you guys have made calls and I've heard that there's been conversation. I'm hearing it's a possibility, man, that Jaleel may get that fight or may at least get into the conversation. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. I don't know where I heard it from, but I'm just,
behind the mix, a lot of good things are going on that you just can't really get deep into.
Yeah.
But it a couple of weeks ago, it was like, nah, that never happened. Then it was like, hey, it's a good, intriguing fight. Now we know we're on the short list of potential opponents for him. And the list is getting shorter and shorter. Like I said, I don't say Xander is scared to fight anybody because I don't think any of these guys at this level are.
Yeah.
But I do say with him being the next one that they want to call the Puerto Rican star, he got to fight somebody. The people of Puerto Rico didn't let the trick happen and let them just put anybody in front of him. So if he go to the island, he got to fight a name. And the only verified name that's available for him is Jaleel. So we're doing all of our pieces, and our team behind the scenes is doing everything they can do. Like I said, at the end of the day, this is just a phone call from Bob Erm and the top ranked team. A phone call from Xander. It's so easy for Xander just to send out a DM. Hey Jaleel, if you want to fight me, I'll let these people know.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a negotiation issue. It's not going to be we got a promoter issue or anything like that. It's just a phone call.
Yeah.
So we in the gym, Xander in the gym. So both sides know it could possibly be because they both in the gym. Nobody's at home chip. But after what we just saw tonight, let's be real. Do you think Top Rank is in a rush to put Xander in the ring?
No.
So we can categorically say that fight is out. We can unifiedly say that fight is out.
Yeah, I believe so. Even though he is going to be, I think, the number one contender now.
Man, even if they said make the fight in Puerto Rico, what they just saw does not tell them that Xander has a snowball's chance in hell of making it out the first round. And if you get Xander knocked out in the first round, I don't know if you rebuild him. I don't even know if he can be rebuilt if this is your next hopeful Puerto Rican star and he gets sleep. I in that fashion. And I'm all, you know me, I'm always keeping it a thing.
Yep.
If Xander and Jaleel fight, that's an excellent 50-50 competitive fight where he's the boxer and Jaleel the puncher. In my estimation, we get him out of there in 9 rounds. We get him out. But that's 9 rounds of, hey, he might have been ahead on the scorecard. Jaleel knocked him out. Let's run it back again.
Yeah.
But if he fights Boots and he get demolished in this fashion, which I don't see anything that's going to stop the fashion because Xander ain't no puncher either,
Yeah.
then that hype train is over. Like I told y'all 2 weeks ago, Xander's a hype train. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way to him. He's young. Jalil is young. Why not match up the best young two fighters that you could put in the ring and knowing you get a rematch as opposed to sticking him in there with a seasoned veteran who's just getting to his prime. He had his Michael Jordan phase,
Yeah.
28 to 34. He had his Michael Jordan phase. Why you gonna put the rookie just because he's a champion in it? If you think about it, Bob made him a champion. He didn't fight his way to a championship.
Mm.
He had selective. He had selective opponents. He had the people who were designed to make him look like a killer, and he did what he had to do with them. But at the end of the day, he ain't been in front of no machine like that. I don't even think he sparred a machine like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest with you, like you said, Puerto Rico has been looking for that next star. But you know, all Puerto Rico's also been looking for is the mega fights. They want to see the mega fights, and that would be a mega fight. And I'm with you. I don't know if Xander's ready for that. I really don't.
Bruh, he's not ready for it. Me just being an honest person. Jalil's not ready for it.
Mm.
If they fight each other, let's just keep it business wise. If they fought each other, them fighting 2 times could take a year. That could realistically take a year to happen.
Yeah.
And let's just say in some event, because I play devil's advocate, Jalil wins the first one, Xander wins the second one. They fight the third time, that could take a year and a half.
Yeah.
That you take both of them out of the crosshairs.
Mm.
In that time period, Boots is looking at the WBA. Boots is looking at the IBF. Boots is looking at the WBC. That's a 2 year at lowest. That's a 2 year stretch because you're dealing with different promoters, making it happen, fights in between. You at least saying Jalil and Xander, they got 2 years or more in which to fight each other. And now they're saying, I'm 25. I think I'm a better equipped to fight Boots, who at that point is still in his prime, but now he's 31,
Yeah.
maybe closer to 32. And you may stand a more experienced and sharpened knife chance as opposed to both of them, just being realistic, they butter knives.
Yeah.
They're butter knives in a drawer full of sharp ass ginsu.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no need to rush either one of them to those fights. But in between there, Jalil was fast tracked and Xander was fast tracked. So you can't put a break on it. There's no break. There's no break you can put on it. So
Yeah.
the only logical fight, and remember, you've heard Eddie talk about it. You've heard Mill City talk about it. You heard Brian Norman Sr. We asked for the Abbas fight a year ago after we beat Brian. I mean, after we beat oh shit, I'm drawing my own blank. When we fought on the Boots undercard, when we won the WBA Continental title, P. Down.
Mm-hmm.
We asked for that. So once again, the fast track has did what it had to do. The only logical fight between two young fighters is Jalil and Xander. He just listen to what Boots said. Boots even put Xander on the back burner as far as the order in which he named people. He named the money fight. He named the biggest money fight for him is Virgil immediately. He named that.
Yeah.
Then the next biggest money fight for him was Muay at 154 with IBF. He named that. Then he named Fundora. So even in Boots' estimation, I ain't got to fuck you up first because it's the lowest amount of money I can get. So I got a lot of people, but don't forget, at some point you're going to get my undivided attention. In between there, him and Jalil should be deciding who gets that undivided attention.
Yeah.
That's the only logical thing they can do.
Hey, listen, I'm with you. Again, I love this division, but I'm
This
definitely with
pack,
you. Stacked.
this division packed. This may be the most packed division in boxing right now.
In a long time as well. In a long time.
And if you want to be honest about it, when you say the four kings of this division, it's Muatayev, Abbas, Fundora, Boots, and if I'm dropping somebody, to be honest, Abbas drops. The other king is not even a title holder. The other king is Virgil Ortiz.
Mm.
Those are your top guys. Muatayev, Fundora, Virgil Ortiz, and Boots. Those are the four kings right now. The two other title holders are they're holding big chairs at a big table, but they're being pushed to the kid table.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you hold a big seat, don't mean you're ready to fill it. And this isn't even including Jalil in that. What would you rather see, a 95-5 Boots fight versus Xander, or a 50-50 fight that you could see twice at least with Jalil and Xander? And like I said, who can deny what the fight is? Who can deny a reputable source as far as podcasters, a reputable one? They put Jalil as the number 6 prospect to be a superstar. So even if Jalil and Xander fight and Xander wins, they're not gonna say he got an easy fight. They're gonna say he picked a young guy who is a potential future superstar.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
And we want to go to Puerto Rico. We're not asking if we got to no more. We're saying the people of Puerto Rico have showed me that fight. I'm starting to lean towards we can get a fair shake in Puerto Rico. At first, I thought we had to knock Xander out. Now I'm saying, based on the Puerto Rico media, the Puerto Rico podcasters, and the fans, I'm starting to say I think we can actually win a decision in Puerto Rico. Might sound crazy to everybody else, but I'm saying we can win a decision in Puerto Rico. If we dominate him, they'll let him lose.
Yeah,
we
tough
won.
though.
Bruh, nobody said being at the top was easy.
Very true. Very true.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, I really think at this point in time, with what's been going on in boxing, I think we can go to Puerto Rico and get a fair shake. I really feel that way. So we don't have to take the fight in Puerto Rico. We want the fight in Puerto Rico.
That's how legends are made.
Yeah, we don't mind going there. And if we knock him out in Puerto Rico, we don't mind rematching him in the same place. Shit, Devin Haney did it. To me, that's when Devin Haney became a lock as a Hall of Famer. He beat Cambosis in Cambosis' backyard twice.
Yep.
Great people do great things. Great people do great things. And this, I'm gonna tell you, I don't think Xander's gonna fight this year. I just don't think he is. If they gave us the call and said, hey, we want you all to take a fight in December, and then turn around if you win and fight Xander in April, we're open to that. We just don't. Once again, he hasn't run out of opponents. He doesn't have one. When you look at that big table of 54 people that he wants to defend against, the promoter wants him to defend against, and who's willing to come to Puerto Rico, we're the only fucking name at the table.
Yeah.
I asked everybody, name who he can fight. They can't name anybody. You know the top guys. You know the usual suspects. All of them are tied up with somebody else.
Yep.
So either he doesn't fight this year, and then they say, hey, we're going to make this Jalil fight for next year. We're going to get Jalil to fight. We're going to get him to fight. Put Xander in the front row. Jalil wins, we get the Xander fight.
No,
that's the only thing. That's the only thing that's the saving grace for both of them. I'm just being real. I'm not even talking about a one-sided thing. Just being real. the best situation for both of them is fighting each other. If it, let's just say, well, Boots is now the interim WBA champion. So I don't see situations where you're going to get the WBO to make Boots the mandatory guy to Xander when Boots is already holding a mandatory position belt, and that was an elimination bout for the WBA. They're just not gonna cross over like that. They just don't. If Boots does fight Ortiz, then Boots will then have whoever wins between Ortiz and Boots. You got to remember, they're the interim champion for two different divisions. Remember, Ortiz is the WBC interim champion. So whoever wins that fight is the interim champion for the WBA and the WBC. If Boots wins, I think he beats a boss first. I think he fights a boss and becomes the WBA full champion. And then he does, well, at that point, I think then he does a unification with Fundora. If he beats Fundora, then I think he does Muay, and then he looks to get the WBO title. I think is the last one on this plate.
What do you think about the Fundora backing out? Keith Thurman saying that he doesn't believe he's really hurt. What are you hearing about that, or what do you feel about that?
Fundora ain't never proved to be no dodger. He never proved to be a sucker of any type. He's a very tough guy who showed us his mettle on various occasions. You know, so, and I don't think if Fundora didn't run from a lot of other people, he's not running from Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman has been inactive. Keith Thurman is an older fighter. Keith Thurman doesn't bring that fear that he did many, many years ago.
Yeah.
So I don't see that. I don't see him running from that. I think Fundora had a real injury. He's gonna heal from his injury. They're gonna reschedule the fight. And I mean nobody had Keith Thurman winning anyway. There's nobody picking. That was a 70-30 fight. So like I said, I think they'll reschedule it. They'll get it done, but they might not reschedule it to the turn of the year. So if they reschedule that for the turn of the year, when Fundora fight, let's say January, February, Boots Ortiz fight February, March, then Boots fights a boss, and then they unify with Fundora, you still talking about the fall or towards the back end of next year.
Another question.
You're talking about that?
Another question about Boots. Everybody's been asking for Boots versus Bud. Do you think that's a possibility now, especially after how impressive he was tonight, possibly at a catch weight at 160? Because I've been asking for that fight for a long time. Do you think that's a possibility?
Yes, but not if Boots has his sight set on being undisputed. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
But the greatness measurement. Look at the greatness measurement. If he goes up, and let's say they agree to fight at 160, and for some reason he loses to Bud Crawford, even if he goes back down to 164 and does unify, he still had a blemish on the record against the top guy. Now, if it's me, I can only speak on this as me. And if this was my son, I'm telling my son, become undisputed at 54. If the opportunity to fight Bud Crawford comes and the check is so big where you can't turn it down, then you do it. But if they're offering you a fight for $10 million to fight Bud, I would rather stay at 54, a division that I think you clean up, become undisputed there, become a two-time ring champion at two different weights, and you deal with what's available in your era. You know, that's not a fight that I'm gonna jump up to the tape and then come back down. I just don't see it. I wouldn't do it. If it was my son, I would say, hey, let's deal with what our legacy time in front of us.
I mean, he is only 28. He is only 28 years old.
Yeah.
So.
He don't need to do. He don't need it. And let's just say Bud sticks around. Same thing I just said about uh Jaleel and Xander.
Hmm.
You give me 2 more years to clean my division up or get close to it. You also gave Bud 2 more years to get over.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I think sometimes two ships don't always pass in the night. Sometimes it's just not meant to be. If it was going to happen, it would have to me. It would have to happen right after the Virgil fight. If Boots knocks Virgil out
That'd be
and
crazy.
that opportunity to fight Bud Crawford arises, then you got to go. But if you beat Virgil and then you become the WBA champion, then I just don't think that I'm gonna veer off my course of becoming undisputed. And I'm only 29, 30 years old to go take a fight with the best boxer in the world right now.
Hmm.
And no, it doesn't diminish me if I lose, but it kind of fucks with my light when I'm talking about I'm the heir apparent to the throne.
Yeah.
If he's that next guy that's going to sit atop the throne, I think it looks better for him to sit atop the throne and not beat everybody of the time I'm supposed to beat,
Hmm.
as opposed to taking that chance to go up there and potentially lose. Right now, Bud Crawford has his fisheries. Bud Crawford, he just had his fisheries. He's on a hell of a roll, and he didn't struggle with Canelo.
Hmm.
It was rather easy. It's rather easy to the point where the ordinary fan says, "I don't want to see it again."
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that one. That's I. I would say if Bud goes down to 60 and he fights uh, Carlos Adames, I think
Hmm.
Adames is the best guy. I think Adames is the best guy at 160 right now. If he goes down and fights Adames at 160 and wins that belt, and then they say, "Hey, we want to make that fight at 160 for Boot," then I think I take it then. And the reason I take it then is because I've already decided if I do that, I'm not going back to 54, but I'm becoming a champion at 160. And if they made that fight, you can almost guarantee that the ring belt will be on the line too. So he can still become a two division ring belt champion and have beat Bud Crawford and picked up the WBA title. Now
Yeah.
that's too much at stake for you to turn it down. But just to fight Bud Crawford, there's no belt involved at 160, and then say you got to tear your body back down to go back down to 54. It don't make sense.
Now you got a good point. You got a good point. I'm just excited for this division. I feel like this is one of the divisions that's going to make a lot of. I think it's going to make a lot of Hall of Famers if they're able to conquer this division. Whether it be Ortiz
Only if Boots stay.
yeah, yeah.
Only if Boots stay.
How I mean, Boots did say he
If,
might go to 160, 168. He hinted
yeah.
at that. I mean,
If
yeah.
if the money gets thrown around, look at if the money gets thrown around, which if Boots goes out there and destroys Virgil Ortiz the way he just did Lima, the money gets thrown around for the Bud Crawford Boots fight at 160, especially if Bud came down and beat Carlos Adames, then you never see Boots come back to 54. If he becomes undisputed, it'll be at 60.
Hmm.
It'll be at 60. And for him, business wise, it makes sense because I think he can become undisputed at 60 as well.
Hmm.
But then all of those 54s, they got to come to him at the throne now. He doesn't have to go collect shit. They got to come to him. The Honduras, Ortiz will want a rematch. The Muatayes, all of them will have to come to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I see that being a possibility as well.
I mean, boxing is looking good right now. The young kids want to fight each other. You got Jaleel wants to fight Xander. You got Carmel Moulton going after. I keep forgetting this kid's name. Shakur's cousin.
So, but
What's his name?
yeah,
I mean, these kids want to fight. I love seeing what I'm seeing, and I think that's what boxing needs. Even with Finally, Boots going up to 154, chasing these belts. Norman fighting Haney at 147. Boxing is looking good, Lee, going into 2025, man. We just got to keep it going.
47 through 60. I'm not going to count 68. 47, 54, and 60 is the hottest space in boxing right now.
Yeah.
47, 54, and 60. All of those guys are willing to fight each other, but the beautiful part, they're all willing to fight and they want to fight the guy of their era.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the most beautiful part. They want to fight the guy of their era. Boots did it tonight. Boots said, give me Ortiz, give me Fundora, give me Muay Thai. Devin Haney and Brian Norman, they're fighting each other. Yeah. I will say this: whoever wins that fight is currently the best welterweight in the world. Whoever wins that fight is the guy in welterweight.
I agree with you.
And if Brian Norman wins that fight, I think Brian Norman has the ability, long as the companies don't get in the way, to become undisputed. Mm-hmm. But if companies get in the way and the right situation is there, Brian Norman and his dad, they my friends. Those are my guys, real cool. We sparred together on numerous occasions. If we were able to get Xander and beat him twice, and Brian Norman couldn't get a unification that he's looking for, I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Norman said, hey, I'm moving up to 54, and he give us a call and say, hey, let's make it happen. We look forward to that fight. We definitely will fight at some point. So I think boxing in those three divisions have a lot of great fights to be made at every level, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Everybody's a champion, but every champion is not at the same level. So you got a lot of top tier champions. Then you got some very good mid-grade champions, but then you have some very good young champions with young contenders that they can fight. So boxing is in those three divisions is not at a lopsided point where you see a lopsided championship fight. You actually have very good fights that can be made with fighters who are at the same point in their career.
I'm with you. Shit, Bernard, on that note, I didn't want to cut the show too early. I just wanted to do a recap, but I definitely appreciate you calling. You know, you're a friend of the show. We support Jaleel, yourself, and we, definitely want to have you on as much as possible. I'm actually about to shut it down. Got these kids going, but I definitely appreciate your take, and we definitely want the updates on what's going on with Jaleel, especially with this Xander fight looming. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All the time, brother. You have a good evening.
You too, my brother. I'm out of here, man. Thank you.
Bet.
That was my brother Bernard Hackett, Jaleel Hackett's dad. I just wanted to just come on, recap the fight real quick. He gave us a lot of info on what's going on, and I love having Bernard on and anybody in boxing that is as knowledgeable as this brother. On that note, guys, remember, we'll be on. I think me and Jamel will be changing the times to this time around 10 o'clock every Friday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 o'clock. Just a lot easier for us and the fans that want to call in and stuff like that. So definitely appreciate you guys. I'll definitely have some type of formal announcement for it. Again, shout out to Bernard Hackett, Jaleel. Shout out to everybody who's been tuning in. Continue to share, like, subscribe. We be having this shit lit on Twitter and everywhere else. Let's start building on YouTube. I definitely appreciate y'all. We're out of here. Tune in Monday, 10 p.m. We out.